So a little bit of an update. I just had a lovely guy come round with a welding kit and everything to look at Destiny and to get her welding done. And as ever, there's complications. So we had to had a look around, see where everything had to be done. Took the back wheel off to start in that area there. Started grinding it down. Started sort of look where it is, and he found that the hole went through to the inside of the van. So of course he's opening the doors and finding all my mobile shop in there, and he's trying to get to wheel arch and everything, and of course it's all fitted out and bits all over the wheel arch. And what was happening is where he was trying to sort of put the MIG welder in, it was right back onto a bit of wood, and the risk was obviously that it was going to catch fire. And then we found that it'd be undersealed. So there was undersealing inside the van and outside the van. I didn't do that at all. That was sort of from previous owners. So the risk of it that was from that as well. And then obviously went inside the van to see if he can get access to the wheel arch on the one side where I got all the cat food, which was fine. He could take that apart to get to that. Obviously, in case it catches fire, we've got to sort of try and take some bits down. And then looking over the other side, it's obviously where part of the cattery is. But fortunately, the way it's being made, obviously we've got doors and access into it. So anyway, he did get on with it and see what happened, and obviously take things slowly, and we got all the water ready in case it caught fire and everything. I said, well, it is what it is. The welding's got to be done, otherwise I can't get this MOT. So we're buggered. Anyway, cut a long story short, he started doing some welding here. He had a fire, put it out, had to wait for it to cool down, have another look. And I just said to him, well, this obviously is something I've not met before, but I great vibes with him. Obviously, I very much trust my instincts and regarding people, and I can read them like a book. I said, look, would it be easier if you took it to your place then? And he said, yeah, at least he'd have people who can be on fire watch, have a bit of extra help and everything else like that. So I thought, okay, let's do that then. Let's get her up. Let's get her over to yours, because bottom line is we need the welding done. And then at least he can get on with that and feel a bit more comfortable to have all the bits he needs there. And it is what it is. So we've done that. We've taken Destiny over to his, so I know where it is. I took her obviously, and had a lift back. Absolutely fabulous. I mean, bending over backwards, this guy is really, really, really good. Obviously knows what he's doing. Very thorough. Like I said, he was really getting a good old look at her. The bad news on that side though is that even though I knew I'd have to be welding Destiny every year, and it, being a Ford Transit, I'd always have to do some work. He said, it's pretty bad back here. I said, well, I know it's bad. I said, but they said that someone keep welding, it'd be all right. But he reckons that only a couple of years time, you can't really do much more with her. Can't do much with her, especially with when you have vans fitted out, which is why a lot of welders don't want to mess about with camper vans, because obviously you can't access places because of all the things that are inside. You can't move around. So this is why van lifers and that would have difficulty getting welders, purely because of that, because obviously they can't get access to the vans, whereas if it was an empty van, obviously you can get to it from inside and outside, and you can do what you've got to do. So, yes, we knew I needed to get a lorry or a big giant bus or mini bus or something to move the cats into for their vehicle. But now we'll get the one done. It'll be done for the year. But going forward, I need to get that vehicle by spring to move basically my van bits into, let's just say I've got a horse box. I need to move all of Destiny into the front of the horse box, and then have a cattery in the back of the horse box to leave Destiny, still keep Destiny, because obviously I'm spending a lot of money out on her mechanically, and I need to have that transport backwards and forwards. But Destiny has to become more like a van, or to transport the cats in cages and, cat carriers, and go to boot sales and things and festivals that way. Because then she can have access to get the welding done. I'm obviously spending a lot of money on her mechanically, so she'd be too good to get rid of. But if she didn't have all the stuff inside her and the cattery inside her, then obviously she'd have a longer life. So either I have to sort of move everything into a horse box and let her go, or she dies, or I can move everything to a horse box or to the new vehicle and keep Destiny running by actually getting the welding done, or somebody else can take that on and do that welding. And obviously she's sentimental to me, but by taking all the bits out of Destiny, the log burner, stickers bits, even all the panelling, everything that Liam's done, and we can literally lift that whole thing, the whole of Destiny, and put into make into a home in a bigger vehicle, which I thought was quite nice, and I could still keep Destiny then as that panel van and the run around, and like I say to hello, for that vehicle, because it would help me get to the tips, it helped me do boot sales, it helped me do all sorts of things like that, or I let her go altogether. So at least I don't lose all the solar, and if everything be made so it's just screwed in so it can be transported in the vehicle. It was done that way, and that's not an issue. Obviously, I expected to keep Destiny as my long-term vehicle, but she's a transit and we knew she's rusty. But I obviously didn't want to waste the money on doing the mechanical side. So right now, the dilemma is, yes, somehow this guy will get Destiny's welding done and we'll put her through for a year. But before the year is up, I have to get the next vehicle ready for me to live in, move in, and actually bring Destiny down throughout that year. Hello, into just, it's cute being gazumped by Sammy. Am I being gazumped by Sammy? Into more like a works vehicle. And obviously I don't, if I can't then afford to run both, then I let go. But then obviously having something like a big lorry, I can't just park a lorry outside my house. I have to park it somewhere else. I need transport back and forwards from that place. Obviously, I'll be living in there with the cats. The cats have a full-time home in the lorry, so I've got to be able to come back and forwards to the bungalow in the vehicle. When I bring the cats to the vehicle away from the lorry for that time out here, or if it's got to go and get some work done or whatever, or if we have to park somewhere a bit too far away, then I have to spend time here as well. So I'm listening to the cats moaning. That's Connie calling the babies. So I've obviously had this hindsight already, or this information already about having to get another vehicle. And right now, obviously, money is stupid regarding the credit cards. I am near enough maxed out, and I'm living off them as well. So obviously trying to find the income, and things I can't go out and get an income unless I've got the vehicle. Now also, obviously, I want to be a display vehicle and actually get out to all the shows, and I like more the classic vehicles as well, so I want more of like the old types of lorry and things like that. Or something different. Something a bit different, also a bit different anyway with cats inside, but it's got to be functional and everything else. But the wonderful thing is that obviously this guy he used to build horse boxes, he's very mechanical, he has offered to check out any vehicle coming to me, obviously help me regarding welding and everything else. So thank you, spirits. This is why I've had such a lot of time finding something. Everything happens for reasons. I've got a fabulous contact who I completely trust, and going forward it's going to be great for me. So anyway, right now I'm obviously a little bit stressy, but not really stressy. He will find a way. We're hoping that she doesn't blow up and doesn't get burnt down. He knows obviously if she just catches fire, there's issues that to try and get what he can out of there is what it is. That's the risk. So we've got hopefully she won't blow. I won't have a burnt out Destiny in the next couple of days. Get her through the MOT, like I said, that gives me a year's breathing space, which I intended to have, but I obviously intended to keep her a lot longer term and even have her retire on a bit of woodland, which is still doable, obviously, if I can get everything moved into the new vehicle and, like I say, make her become something else. But then, of course, with all the money I've spent on her mechanically, then obviously if I had to sell her, and the second vehicle I got is small enough to move around, and then maybe she has to go. But we'll deal with that when we get to it. Right now, it's a matter I've got to think about what the next vehicle is going to be, not be pressured into buying one quickly, which is why we're trying to obviously get this MOT for the next year. Obviously, I've got to get some of this debt down, so be busy obviously calling in as much money as I can and clearing things and everything, as I'm supposed to be doing now, and trying to find a way of selling and getting that done. Obviously I'm doing readings and that again now. Something I'm just exhausted, but obviously I'm going to have to be spending some time in the bungalow now. I can't not let the cats be trained in Destiny with the driving and everything, because obviously they've got to get used to travelling. So whereas that stands, I need Destiny, and I still need to get the kittens in, but I'll be focusing on the 3 kittens I'm keeping. So they'll be going forward with me and Sammy and Connie and Mischief in the van, and we'll leave the other ones behind, as till the owners get them, and go forward that way. So I've still got a lot to do regarding training the kittens, and they've got to get used to being in the Destiny and travelling. Same as Sammy, who'll be screaming the place down. I can't stop that, because obviously they're only going to see inside Destiny or inside the bungalow, and the only other places out there when on the leads and that is is their freedom. So they get that from travelling to it. So yes, they're getting a bit sort of static and stuck in the bungalow, as am I, which has obviously had to be done to get them all bonded with each other, and obviously with the kittens growing up. But I need to obviously push on and get them used to, the movement of the vehicle, and get that a bit regular going as well. So like I said, as soon as Destiny is through the MOT, and the kittens are gone, which would be around November time, I've really got to sort of get on, and even now sort of get the little kittens. They're great. They're too bonded to me at the moment. They're too friendly, and the harnesses aren't actually, can't go small enough at the moment. But we'll also get them outside a bit more. I'm going to also get Connie with Mischief and Sammy, as I did today, outside on the leads to get them used to being on tethers, and get Sammy used to that. And then we'll obviously then introduce the van and start doing more. So lots to do. And alongside that, I've obviously got the painting drums. I've got some drums to do. I've got some pyrography work I've got to do. I've got readings to do. So I haven't got enough hours in the day as it is to do all that. And obviously I'm bouncing in between depression and low times as well at the moment as well. So my mood is all over the place. And then of course I'm run down from lack of sleep and the exhaustion and the depression. So I've been getting ill as well. So a lot's going on. But anyway, it was just a little bit of an update to say it's a bit of a laugh, but also it's a bit worrying. But obviously I had some sort of sight regarding what the future held. Ideally, I'd like to get a van or a lorry or whatever it is sorted or found by spring. That would then give me a couple of months to get it kitted out and sorted to try and get to the Overlander show and be a vehicle, display vehicle, and have the cats there, which I may even have a trade store there, I don't know yet. We'll see what state I'm in. But right now I can't obviously judge the future. All is not lost. Shoot, like I say, Destiny's great. These are only little holes and things. It's just actually getting the welder to them. And if all else fails, then we'll sort of take everything out to get things done. But he reckons he can do it. So as long as she comes back in one piece, MOT will be done next week. My kittens get injected next week. Connie gets her booster next week. And so then I can also start getting them out and about and do that next set of training. But thank you very much to those who have started sort of booking readings with me. Obviously I stopped doing readings because it's just too much for me. It takes a lot of time to do it, a lot of effort to do it. Obviously I connect and all that sort of work. I didn't want to sort of be overdone in it. I did do readings at the beginning of lockdown to help with the money coming in. I'm in the same scenario now. I need to find ways to find money to come in. So I'll do that. I'll find a way of doing that. Painting, I got was in a much better scenario yesterday. My commission painting I was doing, which was a portrait of two people. I was struggling with that because I didn't have a very good picture to work from, so there wasn't much detail. But I managed to get back onto that again last night, and that's turning out really nicely. So I've got a bit more faith in that. But obviously I'm not a portrait artist. I'm not actually an artist. I'm healing with a paintbrush, so I keep saying. So I'm quite chuffed at how that's come in, but it's going to take me a while. And also the other thing is, obviously after my Facebook Live sale the other day, I've got everything parcelled up, which I was going to go and post, which I've now got the van to go to the post office. So I apologise that was not taken out today, which is Tuesday. I've got somebody coming to see me tomorrow, Wednesday. So if I don't get to the post office, I don't know how far I can walk to the post office actually. I'm going to try and get a lift to the post office tomorrow. If I don't get a lift or if I get to do it, I will actually walk to the local one in the morning, on the Thursday morning, and get things sent off. So you'll still get all your stuff this week. It's just I didn't expect to be without a van. I thought I had the welder redone in a few hours today, and then I would have driven off to the post office. But now suddenly I'm without a van and a bit stuck, and obviously so I've got kids outside. So anyway, that's it. A little bit of an update. Lots of good news, but also lots of sort of worrying news, but nothing that I wasn't really aware of. And the future is still going the same direction that Spirit told me about, which is exciting and fine. I've just got to hold on in there and keep trusting and believing, and get this money sorted and get some income coming in. And I really look forward to being out there with the cats and my shop and healing and the cats with therapy and breeding lots of babies and having a wonderful time out there and being part of the van life community or lorry life, whatever it is I'm going to be, but also respecting that I have got a home here. I need that for my mental health. I need that to have that as my base and our little bit of escape. And when obviously the lorries and things have got to go into the garages, I need to have the bungalow and just somewhere, obviously being a mental health patient who does have breakdowns, just to go kapow and have a sleep and have my bad times and just hide away from the world, and then go off and energise and enjoy my time and freedom with the cats and everything later. So much going on. I know I've got a lot of strings to my bow, but also I've got a really obviously complicated life on the other side regarding health. But we'll get there. So anyway, that's the update, and I hope that waffle made some sort of sense to you. But fingers crossed, Destiny we'll still get an MOT on her by next week, and we'll go from there regarding the cats and everything else. Okay, bye for now. Hello, who have we got here? Okay, so we've got some without collars on, so there's going to be a bit of guesswork here. We have a little, what's this? Little boy. So this is boy with a wide head, so that's going to be Bear. And what's this one? Is a little boy again. So look at you. Hello, beautiful. And that's going to be Solomon, because there's Neptune with the blue collar up there. Which means this one here is Mystery. Fast asleep, should be a little girl. So look. Yeah. Now Mystery is the girl for sale. Look at this one. You beautiful girl, aren't you? Let me see if your spots. Beautiful spotted girl, aren't you? Get a darker tabby like Cleopatra. Yes, a good girl. You're a good girl, aren't you, Mystery? You're a pretty girl. You go back to sleep. Good girlie. We'll get pictures later. So they're now following the cats up onto the ceiling. All my jewellery stuff's being knocked down and wrecked. Being kittens going everywhere. Connie, is that your fault they're up there? Where's Connie? Little munchkins. Are you Cinderella? You naughty girl, getting into everything. Who's up the top? Who's up there? Looks like Bear or somebody. Come on, get down. Connie, you up there? Where's Connie Cat? Come on, down you get, babies. God, dearie me, I don't know. And kittens.
There's not much to do when all I can is thinking about you. Not doing well, don't know where you are, 'cause you're not here. It's been way too long. If I could lay down beside you, I would. When nothing really matters, that's all I wanna do. I hope that you...
Good boy, Sammy. Good girl, Connie. Good girl, Chief.